ordain. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and it inherits its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and the results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs. We continue our daily routine, morning routine with our Master Henk Schur and Master Henk Chow, Marty Verhoeven, and their letters and journals from pilgrimage. Today is the entry from Dharma Master Henk Chow, April 14, 1978. The title is There is Just No Way to Please Everybody. Henk Schur and I went to fill out our water jugs and waterfall after bowing. A low, reading, rambling car pulled out, full of gowned, wasted-looking people. They seemed comatose or hypnotized. Long, hollow faces, dark, rigid eyes, expressionless gazes started at us. Finally, the driver got out and walked up. Krishnas? No, Buddhist, I answered. Yeah, I used to be one too. Hey, can you spare some gas? He asked. And he nodded over his shoulder to the people sitting in the car and said, I don't know who these people are, but I don't think we'll make it over the hill. Once I get to Berkeley, I will be okay. I've got friends there, huh? Got any spare gas, Paul? We gave them some gas from our spare can and then went on down a narrow trail of the pool at the bottom of the fall. Purple dusk time. 3 men, a dog, suddenly appeared. We never heard a car or footsteps. They walked right towards us, felt trapped and cornered. The water was at our backs. Steep rocks dripping with moss on all sides. The only way out was a narrow, mud slippery slide of a footpath flanked with thick poison oak, and they had poisoned themselves in the front of it. They were drunk and grinning at each other as they seized us up. The biggest one pressed up close to close. He demanded we talk with him. He kept threatening and insisting, "You better talk with me." But it was clear he had something other than just talking in mind. We had the feeling that he wanted our energy and vitality. Sounds strange, but he was strange. We felt like mice staring at the cat. When we wouldn't oblige, he became red-faced, angry, and pouty. "What's the matter? What's the matter?" He snapped. "Why won't you talk to me? I'm offensive or turning you off? Too threatening or what? I'm really disappointed you would talk with me," he said. Talk with a long drawl to make sure we got double anandra. In fact, I did talk to him, but he was inshapeable, and I kept wanting more, and he kept wanting more. He squatted down and tried to get us to look into his eyes, face to face, a foot apart. He felt like an emotional whirlpool, a vacuum. There was no reasoning with him. Fortunately, his friends were moved. We were monks and making a pilgrimage. They offered to lend a hand and carry out the water jugs up to the hill. But the big man sogged and stormed away. Goodbye, we said. Yeah, sure, he yelled, and gave a hostile glare. There is just no way to please everybody. Even the Buddha couldn't make everybody happy. We found we found long sticks to slip through the plastic handles of the water jugs, easier to carry up the 4 or 6 at the time the way. As we walked back to the campsite, I remember the master's word from our last visit. Try your best. No matter how people treat you, you should be good to them, even to the point of death. In the Avatamsaka we read, is the quote, if there is living beings who have thought of hostility towards the Bodhisattva views him with kind eyes as well. The very end, he has not too slight thought of hatred. So just reflecting this entry, Marty says, we cannot please everybody. And was very kind of clear that how skillfully he make the boundaries with especially this big man who was drunk and have very unpleasant intentions. So the Marty is taken of firm, at the same time kind. And it's something what we are learning, especially studying the 4 boundless hearts, Brahma Viharas, the 4th one, equanimity. How to maintain equanimity in this kind of difficult situations. And it's sometimes or often is necessary to create the boundaries. But instead of the kind of create the boundaries out of hatred, irritation, or resentment, that this boundary can be created, established out of a compassion, kindness. I can say no and be kind at the same time. This came to my mind that one research professor from the Boston University, her name is Renee Brown. And she did research with compassionate people by vocation, priests, nuns, and monks, and want to find what's compassion means to them. Trying to find the underlying thread, this compassionate people with the kind of strong belief. And the result of the, I think 8 years almost research really kind of surprised her. She didn't find that with compassion and good people, I don't have a more love, more compassion even, or kindness, but the kind of common thread, what she found was boundaries of steel. Boundaries of steel. They want to say no. And for her, what's very easy to define how to create this boundary is mainly saying, here what is okay, or here's what is not okay. Simple like this. But doing that any judgment, any ego and grandiosity can go out of the equation. It's not like I'm saying, I'm better than you and you should act in this way. In one of their interviews, Renee Brown mentioned about this principle. She says that he used to host a holiday party, and a year before, one of her friends got drunk and make many guests feel very uncomfortable. So this year, instead of instead of allowing the event to unfold, she decided to approach this person who got drunk and talk with her before. And she told her, you know, I really love to see you and your family in our party, but what she says, I want to ask you to not drink. To not get drunk, to not drink. I want to ask you not drink. And the person replied, "Oh yeah, I got out of hand last year. I will promise tune it down." And Renee replied to that, I'm not asking you tuning down. I says, if you want to come to the party, please not to drink. And it's simple message and clear statement, right? That the boundaries equals not judgment. Instead of she just clearly express what she allows here in the party, what she's not allowing. And the Renee Brown says that was quite happy that she was able to establish this boundary, stay honest with herself, and accept any, consequences afterwards. Although unfortunately the friend didn't receive this request with understanding, but the more important for her was to stay true to her principles, to her values, and act of it. So like Marty says, we cannot please anyone, we cannot please everybody, but we can stay kind of true to ourselves and what we truly believe, and maintain these boundaries out of kindness and out of respect to ourselves. So maybe for today, I can ask or try everyone to first maybe to notify what is our true values, what we stand for, and if any time we notice that maybe some situations or some person cross what is comfortable, what is acceptable to us, to basically address that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, but I not allows that to happen. Here is the boundary. But we can do this out of care, with compassion, with kindness, and see how it goes. Okay, this is it for today, and we have 3 steps, 1 bow, like every day. And